Okay, boys, thanks for coming out for tonight's KKK potluck and softball tournament. We'll see y'all next week. White power.
White power.
Hey. Hey, you two. Hey, y'all. I was wondering, y'all want to perform an illegal violent action on a civilian home?
What the?
Hell nah, son.
I don't understand why in the hell you think we would stoop to such levels to achieve our desired effect.
Goddamn hell, fuck no.
And yeah, the current system, the way it is. I mean, we're just trying to
Christian like no
preserve our place.
The hell?
In a white America.
Listen, we pray
Who the hell do you think you are?
Oh, come on, fellas. Let's blow up a Jew church. Johnny, you have dynamite, right?
Well, that ain't neither here nor there.
Does him have dynamite?
We ain't doing nothing about no blowing no Jew church.
We use that for constructive purposes like fishing.
We pray to Jesus to get rid of the blacks and the Jews, but we ain't violent like that.
Yeah, you done lost your mind.
You know what? Give me a second. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Station, come in. This is a bust. I can't get these hicks to blow anything up. I think we gotta send in the black teenager.
Welcome back, everybody, to Delete Everything Podcast, our something in the somewhere where we're going to do some things and stuff about forgotten, deleted, omitted, and partial histories. I'm a guy. My name is Patrick Wall. Sitting to my right, where he sits every week, is my co-host,
Riley Bowen.
And to my left, sometimes he's here, and other times he isn't here, our producer, Drew Bowlby.
Bonjour.
I'm really glad we're getting right to the point here. We need to talk about how Patrick was unintentionally very racist in the episode a few days ago. So not the last one that was
I can't even get through the fucking intro before being called racist.
Finish the intro, and then we're going to talk about how racist you were.
Are you that underwhelmed by my intro?
I've been like chomping at the bit to put this on air.
Drew, are you underwhelmed by my intro?
I'm just here. I just produce.
Okay, I'm not sure if I broke the rules or not by just bashing through it.
It was great.
This week, we're talking about a promising young lady and the trouble that 1960s race propaganda in the South can get you into. Especially when sexy, silver-tongued, racist men who are being coerced by the FBI find their way into your orbit. It's a bit of a doozy at the end, so buckle up, baby. And you guys will see why a metaphor for the opening of this was tricky once we get into this story. Firstly, huge thank you to anyone and everyone who gave us reviews, stars, Spotify comments. We owe you one, I guess. If you haven't done that yet, I promise I will stop asking as soon as you do it. You, specifically you. Yes, I'm talking to you specifically.
Jack. Yeah, you heard me.
No, get on whatever platform you're listening on and, bang that out for us. Also, check us out on Instagram and on YouTube at Delete Everything Podcast. Our Instagram includes photos from this and every other episode topic that we have covered. Our YouTube not only has all the full audio episodes, but it also has some making of videos of our cold opens, and it's got shorts. So many shorts. Short videos, not us in shorts.
Who wears shorts?
If you subscribe to our Patreon, we will wear shorts.
We'll wear shorts. Yep. We'll do it just for you.
Speaking of Patreon, quick shout out. Happy birthday, Elias Herzl. It's a couple weeks after your birthday, but fuck you anyway. Love you. Thank you.
By shorts, I mean short videos of us sticking around, making jokes in the studio. That content comes primarily, if not entirely, from our Patreon. I'm still stuck on some Irish shit, I guess, from the last episode. No, all those shorts come from our Patreon episodes, which brings me to my last plug, Patreon. If you have got less than the cost of 2 gallons of gas laying around, that can get you a back catalog of 75-ish bonus episodes. What do we call them, Riley?
Boners episodes.
You sure do. Plus new episodes every week. They're fun. We just did one about how every music and every song and every movie and every of the things all suck. They're all terrible, and we hate everything. And you two hate everything.
You just said you fucking hate Coheed.
Coheed sucks.
Coheed's amazing. It's one of the best bands of the past half century.
That is a wild overstatement.
Categorically true.
Jesus Christ. Our Patreon is not at all like our main. So we've done Riley's Owl Curse.
Yep.
We've done one
which is still kicking.
We've done one about finding porn in the woods. Done swarthy bank robbers from Beastburg.
What are some older ones?
Guys who steal planes and land them in the middle of Manhattan.
Oh, yeah.
Animorphs. General Mills, not only making cereal, but also submarines and endless pasta and breadsticks.
Fuck yeah. When you hear your family.
All over illegal songs. We've done all kinds of fun shit on there. So it's all over the place, but it is funny.
When I think of illegal songs, I think that the episode we did about death cults, wacky religions.
Yeah.
Right? And there was like the fucking weird death cult.
The suicide cult.
The suicide cult in New York. And they released that song I Like to Watch online that was interspersed pornographic imagery with the imagery of 9/11.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's kind of a fucking catchy song, actually. I like to watch.
Now, Riley, you can accuse me of racism.
So
I don't know where
Patrick
this is coming from.
savagely racist, and here's how. So on I believe it was the Dolores Ibarruri episode.
Correct.
Okay, we were talking about the movie Inception.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about.
Okay, and in that we were talking about I don't know, some referencing dream shit, and you wake up and you're like, oh my god, there's the kid from Witness is here or whatever. Lucas Haas is in the beginning of that movie, and then he says, what's the Chinese guy from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Which he was referencing Chow Yun-fat, a famed Hong Kong action star who appears in the film.
Who is Chinese.
Who is Chinese, yes, that's correct. You were referencing that character or that actor, but you meant
And Watanabe.
Ken Watanabe, Japanese actor.
Yeah, fucking Drew just called him Ken Watanabe. So who's racist here?
Wow. But
I mispronounced something. It's a little different.
Okay,
Ken
I
Watanabe.
forgot that a guy thought it was Chow Yun-fat, and I have not seen Inception since it came out. I saw that in the movie theater, and I haven't seen it since.
well,
I thought it was Chow Yun-fat, not Ken Watanabe.
Yeah, you know,
You just said Watanabe.
I haven't seen the movie.
I don't think all Asians look the same.
Yeah, I
Awkward
haven't. I
silence.
tell you, I haven't seen the movie Blade, starring Damon Wayans either in a long time.
That's different.
Is it?
It is.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Because that's like Wesley Snipes' entire discography, other than the one where he's the prisoner on the plane and Demolition Man.
Prisoner on the Plane. That's
Passenger 57.
Passenger 57. Isn't that All the President's Men or whatever? No, fucking. What's the sequel to Fugitive?
There's a sequel to Fugitive. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Every doghouse, outhouse, hen house, and cat house.
I don't know. He's one where he's like a prisoner on a plane.
I think that's fucking U.S. Marshals.
Yeah, literally, I just named every Wesley Snipes movie, and,
Oh, that's not
and
true.
3 of them are Blade movies.
You didn't reference fucking Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for all the stuff or whatever.
I was waiting for you to say a movie that I didn't know, and god damn it, I know that movie. Who else was John Leguizamo and Patrick Swayze?
Patrick Swayze.
Oh my god, as drag queens.
In any case, Chow Yun-fat,
Not in Inception.
Chinese. Ken Watanabe, Japanese.
I knew all of these things. I just thought in my head, thinking about Inception, which I have not seen for 15 years, I thought it was Chow Yun-fat in Inception.
Yeah, wasn't.
That's not racism.
He's in Bulletproof Monk.
Okay, well, now that we've gotten a whole thing about racism, let's get into this story about
Just wanted
racism.
to point it out because fuck you.
Riley he's been waiting for
Yeah, I've been
10
waiting.
days to call Patrick on his shit.
That's funny because I've been waiting for 2 days on our Patreon today to call Riley out on some shit, so it's
Yeah.
perfect.
And it hasn't been my turn yet. Fuck y'all.
Next week, Drew's going to be like, you, and go on a whole diatribe.
You're the
and
biggest piece
you.
of shit I ever met.
What movie is that?
I was waiting.
And you.
Waiting.
Oh, yeah, that's
I was
right.
waiting. And he points at Dane Cook, friend of the show.
That's right. That's right. He is? Not my show.
He's their number one fan.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into this fucking wacky
Humor's
ass
right
story.
up his alley.
Oh, God.
Put his
Jesus.
humor up his alley.
I already said he is not allowed to be anywhere near us. He touched my girl.
Dane Cook?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Good Luck Chuck.
How dare he
Was
put
an
it, put his,
employee of the month.
how dare he put his filthy little cock beaters on my woman?
Good movie that Dane Cook is in that you may not have seen, Mr. Brooks with Kevin Costner.
No, I don't care.
Kevin Costner's a serial killer, and Dane Cook like catches him doing it, and he like blackmails him
Gross, don't care.
into letting him like come along with him because he wants to be a serial killer. Then Dane Cook gets into the room to like kill people, and he's terrified and he pees himself.
Okay, would you like to do a topic on that, or would you like me to get into
Life
this?
of Crimes, Mr. Brooks.
No.
He's addicted to it.
What?
It's this whole thing. He's addicted to murder.
Oh, great.
This is like precursor to all the serial killer podcasts and shows and all
I don't know
that.
a precursor. I mean, like probably like 15, 20 years old. Kind of like contemporary.
I guess.
Yeah. He has a split personality kind of, and you keep seeing like his evil version in like the rearview mirror.
Today we're talking about, well, firstly, we're talking about a lady, Kathy Ainsworth.
Yoo-hoo! ladies.
Kathy Ainsworth. She was originally going to be the only person we talked about, but the more I read into this, the more I realized that couldn't really tell the entire story of her infamy without including her accomplice. So that would have been sort of half-assed, and I prefer to go in whole entire assed.
Yeah.
So Kathy is born Catherine Madeline Capomacchia. Capomacchia, hey, Kathy Capomacchia.
You know, down on the block, Kathy.
Hey, you know, Kathy Cappy. She's born in July of 1941 in Chicago. And when she's still a pretty young kid, she moves to the Coral Gables area of Florida with her parents. Southern Florida.
I know Coral Gables.
Near Miami. Near Miami. Eventually, when Kathy is about 13 years old, her parents divorce, and Kathy is left to be raised by her mother. Also, as a side note, her dad was a circus juggler.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, they're in Florida with her Hungarian mother, Margaret, who was a dancer, and I'm not sure what kind of dancer, exotic, ballroom,
Hold on a second.
circus. She might have been a circus dancer.
Is Coral Gables anywhere near, what's it, Jupiter, Florida? The freak colony?
No.
Because that'd be cool.
It would be, but they would no, it wasn't that.
See our third episode, Welcome to the Freak Show.
It's not third, that's like
This is the fifth episode, second episode.
seventh.
Seventh episode,
Seventh.
Welcome to the Freak Show, featuring the South Florida Lobster Boy murders.
Yes. They, like I said,
Lobster Claw's hands.
like I said, her mother, Margaret, who is from Hungary, is raising her. Dad goes away.
Shifty juggler.
There isn't a ton of info about her young life, but apparently her mother has some pretty harsh views on black folks and on people of the Jewish faith. So she introduces her daughter, Kathy, to the writings of Gerald L.K. Smith at a fairly young age. Now, if you're anything like me and you are thinking, I know a decent amount of things and I have no idea who the hell Gerald L.K. Smith is, firstly, take a moment to like pat yourself on the back or look in the mirror and say, I did good to get this far without hearing about this fucking guy. You want to pat yourself? There you go. Both of my guys patted themselves on the back. Yeah, this guy is fucking yikes. He actually started off pretty solid. So during the Great Depression, he sort of entered this political sphere, right? And he was the leader of the Share Our Wealth program. This is during the Depression. And the program was essentially a proposed progressive tax bill with wealth caps and higher tax rates, the higher your income was, right? And then that income was redistributed.
He's a filthy commie liberal.
Right. So basically, like once you got to like the equivalent in today's money of like $2 billion, anything above that was taxed 100%.
Right.
And it kind of, it was like it was progressive.
Yeah,
progressive tax bill. The more you make, the more you
get. Filth.
No, he's not, that's not her dad. This is the writings that her mom.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
This guy's
okay,
writings,
yeah,
right?
Gotcha. Sounds like a racist liberal.
So this is where he started, right? It wasn't very long into the 40s, so about a decade later, when he started, and I wish I was making this shit up, he started the America First Party.
America First.
Yeah, doesn't sound like anything you've ever heard of before.
Yeah, there's no contemporary analog to that.
A few years after that, he was the America First Party's presidential candidate. He got his ass completely handed to him. I think he got like 1,800 votes nationally. After that, he founded the Christian Nationalist Party, which is as bad as it sounds.
Well, we know what Christian nationalists are.
Right.
They're saving the day here in America.
Right.
Sorry, if you guys are new to the show, I'm doing a bit.
Right. But the Christian Nationalist Party at this time is where the Christian identity movement started, which believes that Celtic, Germanic, Anglo-Saxon, Nordic, Aryan races, any of the other ones that I may have missed, are the descendants of the ancient Israelites and are therefore God's chosen people.
Yeah, because of white Christ. Yeah.
Right. Without going like super into it, you got to get into like the 10 lost tribes of Israel. And basically when Israel broke up, these people went over here and they are the actual chosen people.
Right.
The white people in Europe, right? White Europeans.
Interesting side note.
Yeah.
I have a PlayStation, right? Like Riley.
Hell yeah.
And there's like a big sale, like March Madness sale right now.
Okay.
And I was scrolling through, and I'm not going to buy anything. I was just curious. And I stumbled upon Jesus Simulator.
Jesus Simulator?
Yes. I shit you not. I looked it up a little bit. Look into it.
I am intrigued.
We don't have to go any deeper.
Fully intrigued.
Is this a comedy bit or is it just a Christian game?
I think it's a Christian game.
Is it kind of badass? Because that would be cool.
Like if you could like fucking like.
Is it like Fable where you can decide to go evil or good?
that would be.
I think would be
a better game.
What would be great is like you get like 10 minutes of daytime playthrough where you're just like washing people's feet and stuff, and then you get like a 3-hour sequence where you have to just fucking agonize over your decisions and the fate of mankind and just, Father, why?
Do you like fall asleep on day 8 as an 8-year-old boy and then wake up on day 33 as a man?
Oh shit!
What happened?
You'll have to play it and find out.
Easter egg where you're walking past.
An Easter egg. I like
Hey,
it.
walking.
Just an egg back then.
You're walking past a tree, like a fig tree, and you get to be like, "Hey, where's my figs?" And the tree doesn't have any. And you're like, "Fuck you, tree," and kill it, because that's a good Jesus story.
He killed a tree. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, he was mad because
he's pissed off. Yeah, but I mean, like, I like that story because it kind of shows, like, oh yeah, he's like a guy. You know, if I was hungry and I was like walking past like a tree that should be having fruit at this time of year and it doesn't, like, fuck you, tree, you fucking piece of shit. Because that's probably what he said.
Before he realized he could
Aramaic.
just snap his fingers and then there's a fig. There it is.
But he probably did. Was he probably sawed it down because he's a carpenter and he had tools? Fucking no fig for no figs for me, motherfucker.
All right, so like I said, I'm not going to go into the whole.
Is it a simulator where you just build chairs,
Jesus Christ.
tables, and shit? It'd be cool.
Exactly.
12 tribes of Israel, all that, or the 10 lost tribes of Israel, all that shit is actually pretty fucking fascinating. It's racist as hell, but it is fascinating. It's also irrelevant for this. So suffice to say, Christian Identity Movement is a notorious white supremacist group, and they really don't like Jewish people.
Which is crazy because the majority of Jews, you know.
How's that working now?
Well, so they have
how's that doing right now?
How's that going right now? It is, for reference, it is March 12th, 2026.
Yeah, you just look that one up.
Yeah.
They have this whole, I will real quick, they have this whole like theory of the thing is, it's all like fucking weird biblical shit. So they have this theory of the serpent seed. Are you familiar with this?
No.
So in the Garden of Eden, the serpent, Satan,
Fucked
actually,
Eve?
yeah.
Really?
And then Adam did too. So Eve had twins, Cain and Abel. But one of them was the devil's child, and one of them, Cain,
right.
And then the other, I think, Cain was the devil's child, it was the serpent's child, and Abel was Adam's child. And
so we're all descended from the devil's child?
No, all the Jews are.
Abel fucking died.
That explains like the cloven hooves and the horns.
Yeah, they believe that Jewish people are actual descendants of Satan.
But Abel died, right? So I don't think Abel had any kids before he died. Or did Adam and Eve? They had more kids.
I don't know who.
There is an unusual timeline.
It's also not true.
If you listen, I'm not a Christian.
Yeah,
scientist.
where did their fucking wives just pop up out of the fucking ground?
They fucked their sisters. I'm not a Christian scientist, so I don't like have like the best timeline for this. But there is a little like fucking gaff in the Bible.
No, not in the Bible.
Well, it's just it's kind of a glaring one that sort of like brush it, like King James version especially just sort of like brushes over it. But it's essentially Adam and Eve have Cain and Abel, and then some stuff happened, and then you're these other guys,
Pretty much, yeah.
King James Bible is like very much like anyway. So a few years passed, and now we got all these guys. Look at this. We got
Look at this.
You got Seth, and I got Seth.
There's a Seth in the Bible.
There's
as
a Seth too?
Yeah, he was the second oldest man under Methuselah. Methuselah was like 500.
And Methuselah was like Noah's dad or
580
something.
years old, and Seth was like 575 years old or some shit.
And then Noah was like
They were all
300
fucking
and
their
something years
sisters,
old.
I guess.
And
I don't
people
know.
were wicked, and so God was like, fuck these motherfuckers
Yeah,
that
it's
I
pretty much
created.
what went on. Yeah.
Crazy.
I think it was Seth. I'm pretty sure that was it.
I don't know.
Well, who was the one that the spilled his seed on the ground?
That was Cain. Wasn't
No. It was God was like, hey, you got to fuck your dead brother's wife or whatever.
Wait, are
And
you
so
watching
he
my
was like,
Ring cameras? Because
That's on a lizard.
the lizards are on the
So
ground.
the guy was like, okay, I guess I'll fuck my
I don't
brother's.
aim that
I
well.
guess I'll fuck my dead brother's wife, and then he did, but then he pulled out and he fucking spooged on the ground. And
Yeah.
God was like, no, I was watching that. You gotta do it inside.
Onan or Onan?
Onan, the great poet Dorothy Parker named her parrot Onan. Because he spilleth his seed upon the ground.
Jesus Christ.
That's a good bit.
Dorothy
Yeah.
Parker's great. Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, back to these Christian identity fuckers. You're all going to hell, all of you. Literally, a cursory glance at the fucking book of the Bible tells me unequivocally that if hell exists, we're all meeting up there. So.
Yeah. This is hell.
But I digress. Gerald L.K. Smith in this dramatic U-turn is the guy behind all of this mid-40s anti-Semitic,
Big fuckery.
pro-Nazi, which in mid-40s is a wild time to be like, yeah, dude.
Actually, surprisingly, not a wild time to be
Well, no, actually
pro-Nazi.
pretty common.
In the United States, specifically before we joined World War II, and even into the beginning of World War II, there was a massive support network for fucking the Reich in the U.S. They were like, we're talking like mayors and fucking senators and shit would be at like big like fundraising shit for them.
That was like more late 30s though, before they started marching across Europe. And,
then things started getting a little hairy.
Starting a whole ass war. But this is mid 40s, and he's starting all these
Paul Rudd movie.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
Paul Rudd,
I
Navy
think
Man.
it's just called This Is 40. But
Thanks.
this is in the mid 40s when
Don't edit that.
everything is.
I'm not going to.
This is in the mid 40s when everything is, he's starting all these political groups and, Christian identity shit. And he's very, like I said, anti-Semite, pro-Nazi, Holocaust denier, the whole schmagegi, right? He's got it all.
That's funny. That's the Yiddish word.
Yeah. So he's also the guy who he commissioned the
Bit
building.
of a putz.
He commissioned the building of the Christ of the Ozarks statue in Arkansas.
Oh shit,
You've
that
seen
thing's
that before?
fucking dope, actually.
Ugh.
Listen.
Well,
okay.
he's a shitheel, but
Okay, so some listeners of the show will know this. There's a very famous like Nazi sympathizer priest that lived in Detroit named Father Coughlin, who erected this fucking church in just outside of Detroit, like 13 Mile in Woodward in Detroit, in Royal Oak, Michigan, called the Shrine of the Little Flower. That is a fucking massive crucified Christ carved out of stone. It's like 8 stories, 9 stories, and it's just fucking beautiful. It also is just built on the horrors.
weird.
So there's a lot of those. There's some real cool looking fucking Jesus stuffs that are based in pretty bad shit.
Well, the Christ of the Ozarks just looks like
That's the Shrine of the Little
it just
Flower.
looks like a weird cartoony version.
Cool as fuck. I used to see that shit on my way to school.
It just looks like a weird cartoony version of the Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio. Is the Christ of the Ozarks does.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is Gerald L.K. Smith, right? He was described in a book published in the 80s as, quote, the most persistently successful of America's anti-Jewish propagandists and the most infamous American fascist. That was in the 80s.
Oh, I was wrong.
Check
This actually looks stupid as hell. The Christ of the
I set
Ozarks
you up
looks
so good on that.
Christ of the
God damn
Ozarks
it.
looks fucking retarded.
It
What?
does. You guys are all over the place today.
Okay, let's restart.
He was described in a book published in the 80s as, quote, the most persistently successful of America's anti-Jewish propagandists and the most infamous American fascist. That was in the 80s.
Oh, well.
Probably time for a checkup.
Yeah. I want to update that list a little bit.
Click Wikipedia.
So, yeah, Mama Capomachia is introducing sweet, young, impressionable Kathy to this stuff while she's still pretty young. She's like in her early teens. And her mom's giving her the writings of this guy that we just described, Gerald L.K. Smith.
Yeah. Girls in their early teens and American fascists go together really well.
Simultaneously, though, Kathy is a regular attendee at church where she sings in the choir and she teaches Sunday school, which is going to be kind of a recurring theme in this episode. But it is just wall-to-wall white Christian nationalism today. Just letting you know ahead of time.
Buckle up, buckaroo.
Want to guess which religion specifically?
Of Christian nationalism? Like
Presbyterian.
Baptist.
There it is.
Yeah.
That was my second guess.
Southern Baptist.
Yeah.
Are Presbyterians more Christian nationalists than Southern Baptist? I feel like Southern Baptist kind of has the gold medalist.
They all have their fucking weirdo little
I was just
sects.
throwing one out there. I actually thought Baptist first, and then I...
Baptists are interesting. Presbyterians out west, I think, in like the Ozarks and shit, are usually like they're the predominant like scary ones. You know?
Really?
And then Baptists in the south, and then the backwoods in the south, in like Alabama and Louisiana and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Y'all Catholics have your own shit, too.
well, yeah, for sure.
Catholics own the North, baby.
Storied history of horrors.
Fucking Catholics and Lutherans just fucking own the top like right quarter of the United States.
Yeah. So Kathy ends up going to college in 1960, right? Which ought to help. You go away from home for the first time, mix it up with a bunch of different people from all walks of life, you know, get a better understanding of how many amazing friends from amazing cultures you can have.
Drop acid, fucking travel with Timothy Leary.
All good things.
Have Charles Manson's baby.
Oh, Jesus Christ. There is one problem, though. She goes to Mississippi College. This is a very small, like 1,500 total students in 1960, segregated private college. It's funded entirely by the Baptist Church in a town called Clinton, Mississippi, which I don't know why that sounds like a racist place. Clinton, Mississippi?
Clinton, Mississippi. It just sounds like a college where half the students can't spell the name of the college.
Mississippi College. M-I-S-S-I-S-I. Fuck, damn it.
You can M-I-S-S me with that shit.
I'll pee in your eye.
Jesus don't need me to spell no shit.
Whatever. She's out of the house. She's off to college, and she was a great student. She was, before she went here, an honor student in high school. She made top grades there and in college. She was a very pretty girl. Like there are some photos of her from like college and afterward, and she's an attractive young lady. Kind of whole world ahead of her, right? Pretty smart, does well in school. Just got to sort of kick some of those wacky ideas that your mom put in your head. Couple of problems. For starters, she ends up having a professor named Dr. W.M. Caskey, who is a biblical segregationist and was one of the main authors of Mississippi segregation laws at the time. Like he's in with the governor and like is the person to consult when they're doing these fucking crazy ass, segregationist laws. So he schools Kathy and all kinds of like biblical racism bullshit. I say biblical racism. He ties segregationist racism in the early 60s to shit from the Bible, which you can do with anything at any time, always.
Yeah, it's fucking the human brain is a pattern seeker. So
it's a great book for justifying anything you want to.
Yep, it would. I mean, fucking. Yeah.
Want to be good? Bible's got it. Want to be bad? Bible's got it.
Yeah, it's a big problem. We've talked enough about my feelings on that, I think. Fucking,
right.
Blessed are the cheesemakers.
So he's one of her professors and one of her like professors that she really likes. Also, while in college, Kathy has a roommate named Bonnie Barnes, and they become fast friends. So much so that in the summer of so she goes to school. She goes to Mississippi College in the spring of 1960. That summer of 1960, they go back to Miami together for summer vacation. Kathy's mother still lives in the area, and Bonnie and her family used to live there before moving to Mobile, Alabama. They never met while they were there, but they become roommates in college, and she's like, oh my God, my family used to live in Miami and blah, blah, blah. And then here comes summer, and then we're going to go down there. And the girls don't go alone. It's like a whole ass family vacation. Bonnie's parents and Kathy's mom are all in the mix here too. So here's the thing. Bonnie's father is a notorious Christian identity extremist named Sidney Crockett Barnes. Not a lot of information on this guy, but Barnes is a devoted follower of Wesley Swift. Sorry, I'm throwing all these names of random people that we've never heard of on here because
I know Wesley Swift. He was Blade.
Yeah.
Huh?
He's the vampire hunter Blade.
He's a bad guy in Demolition Man.
I thought this was a segregationist.
Snipes.
I mean, I assume.
Barnes is a follower of Wesley Swift.
Wesley Sniff.
What did he sniff? Who's another Christian identity preacher / Nazi sympathizer / KKK member.
Seems like there's a lot of these.
Really are.
Y'all hail Jesus. Now let's talk. Isn't that Hitler guy kind of doing things good out there?
So yeah, they all bond over this shit to the point that after the summer vacation is over, Kathy and her mother Margaret are frequently over to the Barnes household in Mobile to partake in their favorite weekly pastime.
Lynching and drinking malt liquor.
It's not quite that bad, but it's how you start, I guess. Once a week.
You guys can't see it, but I'm miming jacking off, and Drew's miming like, oh, I got cum on my face. I got like a little piece of cardboard that I found under some stuff that looks kind of like a dick, and I'm jerking it. And
we need to fucking like aerosolize Ritalin in this room.
See, it's right here. The sound.
I'm gonna start sneaking fucking drugs into you guys' drinks. Just
fucking do it, pussy.
Just downers. You're gonna be pumped full of downers, just sitting there like a zombie.
Don't drug me until I find a new job, please.
Okay, so once a week, the Barnes household and any guests that wish to partake all gather around together and listen to recordings of Wesley Swift's fiery sermons together. That's like their thing.
They'll get together and they're like,
Once a week, they listen to this freaking Christian identity KKK guy.
Racism. I like it.
Yeah. Let's all gather in the sitting room.
Molly May, you sit on the ground there next to Grandpa.
Bonnie Barnes, by the way, is pretty checked out of
Comic
this.
book ass name.
Right? She's pretty checked out. She's not really into her dad's vitriolic bullshit. But Kathy and her mom are like fully into it. And they aren't the only ones. There are other people who come around for this weekly routine. One of them is a 13-year-old boy named Thomas Tarrants.
Another comic book ass name. What the fuck? Tommy Terry?
People were more alliterative back then.
Yeah.
I had a friend. Alliterative.
Illiterate.
God, I had a friend named Molly May, but she was sweet.
I had a friend named Molly Malone.
We all have friends, guys.
She
fuck.
sold cockles and mussels in Ireland and died of a fever. Anyone know that song?
What are we doing
Sweet
today?
Molly Malone.
This is going to be, I haven't had a frustrated episode in a while. This is going to be a classic.
You were overdue.
This is going to be a classic. Patrick's pissed off the whole fucking episode.
You know what's funny is like I'm in a great mood. I'm
having a great
Yeah, because you're pissing me off. It's your favorite pastime.
Working out great. I've even got like projects.
Damn it.
You know what's cool is it's
Hey, remember you're doing next week's episode, okay,
oh, yeah, no,
motherfucker?
I got it.
Okay,
It's fine.
yeah.
It's all right.
Wait.
Luckily, I already covered the
for it.
backstory of everything on Patreon.
He's gonna eat a bunch of beans, just fucking rip
Eat a
ass
bunch
the
of
whole episode.
balls. It's raining outside, but I just built this cool work shed, and I've got all my projects on the work shed, and I just shingled it and everything, so I'm pretty confident everything's gonna be dry. And I'm excited to get home and find out, if any of my tools are wet.
We don't do video for this, but Patrick, let me describe.
He's on the edge of tears.
No. Let me describe the visual. He's thinking about killing you.
Thank you. That's way more accurate. I was wondering if I could get out to my car before Riley goes out so I could just run him over.
We got all other means of destruction in here. I mean,
It's true. We always get the samurai sword,
So like I said, Bonnie's not into her dad's
crossbow over here.
vitriol, right? Kathy and her mom, different story. And then, like I said, all these other people come around. One of them, 13-year-old Thomas Tarrants. Quick side note on Sidney Crockett Barnes, Bonnie's dad, the owner of the home where they're all convening for this, because he won't come up too much more in this story. But he was a real piece of shit. He moved from Miami to Mobile, according to him, to, quote, get away from the conditions in Miami.
Except
In
he
the
didn't
60s.
spell it conditions in Miami.
He didn't say conditions, I bet. But the reality, as far as I can tell, and this is just speculation on my part, he was a low-income, failed painter in Miami who blamed every problem in his life on, definitely not going to say these words, even on my worst day, a word for black people that starts with the letter N, a word for Jewish people that starts with the letter K, and the FBI. Those are the sources of all of his problems.
failed painter who
He's a failed painter.
takes a turn.
For the racist.
Yeah, that's weird.
Not an art painter like a
No.
fucking house
How do you
painter.
fail at painting houses?
Exactly.
What a bitch.
Well, because the N words, the K words, and the FBI.
Oh. Okay.
Obviously, Jesus.
Sorry. Yeah.
Hey, listen, Hitler
Makes perfect sense now.
Hitler was a way better painter than that guy. You do an entire apartment, one afternoon, 2 coats.
With a primer coat to start. So, again, this is all speculative on my part. I think that when he couldn't hack it in a diverse place like Miami, Florida in the early 60s, he hightailed it to the last bastion of segregation, that is Alabama, where he could be a bigot and a shitty painter.
Hell yeah.
And still make a living.
Yeah.
By the way, the FBI had files on him from 1963 and 64 where he was involved in plots to kill MLK. In fact, when MLK was assassinated in April of 68, Sidney Barnes was a suspect.
Maybe that's where
Now,
the
this
name
is-
sounds
Damn.
familiar.
This is Kathy Ainsworth's roommate's dad, who is now friend of the family, Sidney Barnes. Right? So Kathy graduates college, wonderful grades, decides that she likes Mississippi and she's going to stay, right? She becomes a 5th grade teacher, and this public face of hers is like everyone loves her. She's a great teacher. The kids love her. The parents love her. She's active in the church, and not like a crazy Christian identity church, just a normal Baptist church. And her involvement in all this supremacist stuff is very backroom, very select group of people involved. So outwardly, she's this sweet, pretty, incredible member of the community that's like universally beloved. Universally. I think I said university.
But also at the university.
Behind closed doors, she is a fully involved anti-civil rights person. She's a member of the White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan.
Kathy is?
Kathy is. as well as the original Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, as well as the United Klans of America.
Damn.
Which, by the way, would all be kind of impressive if not for the fact that it's fucking horrific, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the KKK is notoriously a boys' club. It's pretty rare for them to allow women to join,
Well,
especially in the 60s.
You got to be like an extra racist.
In the 60s, especially, they didn't let women join the KKK. And here is Kathy collecting fucking KKK memberships like they're fucking Pokemon.
Like, you got to do some racist shit that makes them all go, God damn.
Yeah, it's like the white kid who's in the Bloods, you know?
Like, it's like, that's the scariest
what did
motherfucker
that
in
guy
that group.
do?
Yeah.
To earn the respect of all these guys. So, in August of 1967, Kathy gets married to a man named Ralph Ainsworth. By the way, I don't know if her father had died at this point or if he was just fully out of the picture, but Sidney Crockett Barnes is the man who walked her down the aisle and gave her away at her wedding.
Her father wasn't racist enough for her wedding.
Probably. He was an Italian guy, so, filthy wop. I can say that one, right?
You're Italian, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, on my grandmother's side.
Right.
So.
Do I need to? I don't know.
What?
I don't know if I can.
No, Patrick.
It's mostly Irish and Brazilian, but there's some
Patrick
muddage in there.
can say any racial slur he wants as long as it's one of his own people.
Yeah.
As can you. You talk about the filthy English or whatever.
Or the goddamn Neanderthals.
Yeah. I pretty much just have...
We need a racist term for Neanderthals.
I'm not going to get into that.
5 heads?
Do I have a big forehead? No, I don't think I have a big forehead.
You're a good looking guy.
Let me see. Pull your hair up.
Damn.
Yeah, it's all right.
Wow. I have a great hairline.
You
Fuck
do.
you.
My hairline's fucking terrible. Look at
You
that
have
shit.
a normal forehead to face ratio.
I got a 6 head. My head's big as fuck and I'm balding.
You have a normal forehead to the only reason your forehead looks big is because your hair's receding a little bit. So you can kind of see under the mop.
Yeah, you can see back. That's why I gotta keep cutting my hair, because if it's too long, it looks ridiculous and you can see through it like a fucking tree farm. You can see like to the back of the middle of my head. But if it's shorter, you can't. You just gotta look over it.
Oh my God.
But where's the delineation? Back to this whole W8. I can't say it.
Wet ass pussy?
Well, yeah.
It's spelled WOP.
Bring a bucket and a mop. So
this.
so that the Italian janitor can clean.
Where's the delineation though? It feels like a little bit.
Isn't it an
Italian.
acronym for something?
What ass pussy?
No.
No. The
Like, what gives him the right to say that? How? Is
why
there a
can I say
percentage?
it?
Is there a percentage? Because I have all kinds of bullshit. It's not just English and Neanderthal.
You know what? I take it back. Her dad was a filthy guinea.
I'm just not going to say any of them because they're mean.
My grandmother was German Italian. I don't know what percentage of all that shit I've got, and also I don't, Italians, I love you.
Not me.
It's the best line from Austin Powers 3. There's 2 things I can't
Jesus
tolerate.
Christ.
It's people who don't respect other people's cultures, and what was it?
The Dutch.
And the Dutch.
People who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch.
So, yeah, she marries Ralph Ainsworth. She goes from Kathy Capomacchia to Kathy Ainsworth. Catherine Ainsworth. Ralph has justifiably, he's probably not alive anymore, but justifiably in the aftermath of everything we're going to talk about, kept a pretty low profile. So we don't have much on Ralph. So he knows that she's got some views. And, in 1960s Mississippi, he probably shares a decent amount of them, just not to the point where he's actively terrorizing minority communities. So at any rate, he knows that she goes and hangs out with like-minded people on a regular basis, but we don't know, and we'll probably never know, if he knew it was like KKK specific or just like ladies' bridge club, All he knows is that she regularly goes and does some stuff with some people. It seems that he did not know much about the details of what she was doing sort of behind the curtain, though. He married what everybody else sees, the happy-go-lucky, sweet, church-going elementary school teacher that everyone loves, right? That's who he married, and he knows that she's got some thoughts about the Jews and the blacks, but, that's fine. It's Mississippi in the 60s. He also has absolutely zero inkling that she's doing firearms and explosive training and just fully fucking radicalized.
Yeah. Oh, so now she's just she's a swamp Nazi.
Essentially, yes. So at some point, and again, we don't know if this was before or very soon after her marriage to Ralph here, she starts an affair with old Tommy Tarrants,
Oh yeah.
right? Before she was like 18 and he was like 13. But now he's all grown up. He's like 20, 21, and he's been a KKK bomber for a while, which apparently is fucking hot to Kathy.
Yeah, it's hot for Kathy and the churchgoers that he blows up.
He has been involved in multiple bombings of Jewish synagogues. In 1967,
How did I fucking nail on the fucking head?
right? In 1967, he and his partner Danny Joe Hawkins, which is the most
Danny
fucking
Joe!
Alabama name you can think of.
Danny Joe Hawkins.
Danny Joe Hawkins, you know him?
Progressive character.
Very sympathetic guy. They were involved in the bombing of a synagogue and a rabbi's house in Mobile, Alabama, where Thomas is from. Also in 1967, he bombed a synagogue in Meridian, Mississippi, but he didn't do a very good job apparently because he's got plans to do it again. By the way, none of his bombings, there were never any deaths or injuries. It was usually at night or early in the morning, nobody around, just fucking up property, basically. Just as a quick aside, because we just heard sort of where he came from. Do you think this fucking kid had any chance at all of not ending up like this?
I mean, there's the nature versus nurture argument in general. You know, it's like in order for us to hate bigotry, you know, you kind of have to like think, yeah, of course there was a choice, but on the other hand,
he was the.
I disagree. I think there's always a choice.
We're gonna get into this in a little bit, but he was alienated from his father. So
I grew up around a bunch
of
of racist pieces of shit, and I'm not.
right?
Some of my family are racist pieces of shit, and I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I can say that I personally grew up in a very anti-racist household. For the most part, there's a lot of like weird latent anti-Japanese shit left over from the wars, but you know,
I grew up in Louisiana, and I'll leave it at that. In the 80s,
very progressive.
Yes, still is one of the most progressive.
I mean,
states.
generally, I think that when people like us maybe are like exposed to, you know, whatever sort of bigotry growing up and choose not to follow that path, that also comes with the caveat that we had the option to not choose that path. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Like for instance, you think Bobby Joe Huckabilly or whatever his fucking name is? What's his name? Billy Ray Cyrus.
Danny Joe Hawkins.
Danny Joe Hawkins. You think Danny Joe Hawkins? If Danny Joe Hawkins was gay, do you think he would have the option to just be gay?
Not outwardly.
Exactly.
No.
So like fucking even if he didn't necessarily.
That was also pretty rare. I mean, if you were like an outwardly gay person in the 60s, you probably lived in like a a metropolitan area.
We could also figure if he were to even mention that, he would probably get fucking hung in the swamp.
Yeah.
You know? Like, yeah, so like
you weren't outwardly gay in Mobile, Alabama.
So-
You just married a nice girl and then never fucked her.
Yeah,
and thought about boys all day.
yeah, exactly. Then maybe you and Billy Ray fucking sneak off behind the stump or whatever.
Maybe one day.
But like that's the thing, like that the nature versus nurture on that whole thing isn't so much. It no longer has the nurture element to it. It's just like you're formed into whatever creature lives in that swamp.
I don't think that necessarily means that you're destined to bomb synagogues either.
I don't
No,
think
that's pretty
destined.
fucked.
I don't think destined, but 1960 Mobile, Alabama, right? And Alabama and Mississippi were like the hotbed of
Yeah, even still,
shit, really.
Because it was burning. Mississippi burning.
I think you could
we'll talk
probably
about
get
that in a
by
second.
just smiling and nodding though.
But
instead of bombing
but-
shit.
but-
Like I don't think you had to fucking go out and bomb shit just because you grew up there.
1960 Alabama, alienated from your father, low income, poor kid, 13 years old, maybe earlier, hanging out with these Christian identity, white nationalist, KKK, fucking, Nazi sympathizers.
It's the same kind of argument for inner city youth and gang violence.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, was he destined? No, not necessarily. There's always room for personal accountability. But I mean, god damn, if not having the fucking deck stacked against you to get out of that.
I mean, and what you just said is my problem with that idea. I don't think we should absolve him in any way.
Oh, I agree completely. I don't think absolution is within their grasp, and this is somebody that should be shot behind the dumpster. But
no, well, we'll get back to Tommy. But I mean, I will say he was being groomed for this at age 13, maybe earlier.
Well, my dumpster theory
in civil rights era Alabama.
My dumpster theory is not based around revenge. It's just simply like, well, this is no longer a person that can function in civilization.
Right,
it has to be omitted.
Well, so and maybe I should have mentioned
deleted, and omitted.
Right. As far as a lot of these anti-civil rights KKK guys are concerned, right? The civil rights movement is being pushed and funded by northern Jewish organizations. So yeah, if the Jews would just mind their own damn business, these southern blacks wouldn't be so fucking uppity about wanting to drink out of our water fountains and attend well-funded schools. You know? And by the way, if you're listening and you didn't clock that as sarcasm, maybe this isn't going to be a podcast you'll enjoy moving forward. But important to note, because you just mentioned it, the Mississippi burning murders of the 3 civil rights activists in 1964, that all happened in and around Meridian, Mississippi.
Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling
Where this last synagogue bombing was the one that he's planning to go back and do again. That was all right there in and around the counties where Meridian sits, right? And that was like the police were involved in it. The police were all fucking KKK members, blah, blah, blah. Things have shifted now by 1968. The police in that area are kind of fucking sick and tired of the KKK
murdering people.
I don't want to give them
burning shit.
I don't want to give them too much credit, but because that whole Mississippi murder of those three activists.
If anybody who's not familiar, the Mississippi Burning, the movie Mississippi Burning and the book based around it are about 3 ACLU activists, I believe.
Yes.
They're like college age activists that were murdered and dumped in the swamp in Mississippi.
Yes.
And it sparked an FBI investigation.
Right. So that put a big spotlight on this area. And so I don't want to say that the police in this area weren't sympathetic to the views of the KKK where it came to civil rights.
Seeing as it turned out that one of the people that shot those activists was a police officer.
At the time in 64, yeah. But now by 68, they're kind of sick of the shit the KKK is doing because it undermines them in terms of just fine, if somebody breaks a law, you tell us.
Damn it, Billy Bob.
If you think that somebody broke a law, you don't get to decide that and then go fucking lynch them or kill them.
That's our job.
So the
cops generally don't like vigilantes.
Like I said, yeah. So
vigilante.
So by this point,
fuck you.
I'm sorry. That just sounds like a European continental.
You're
Batman.
just so fancy.
I'm a vigilante. I'm Batman.
By this point, the police are kind of fucking over it too because they've just been. They're just under. They're under the gun.
They're not making their quota.
They're under the gun. So Kathy, newly married, I mentioned, starts an affair with Tommy. We don't know if this is before or after her marriage.
Yeah.
She gets married in August of 67.
Only thing that we can really know for sure is that it was really stinky sweaty.
Well, yeah. She is now stooping Tommy and...
I love that you're fucking fitting these Yiddish words into this.
You're welcome.
That's great.
She, I don't know. She just can't get enough of how much he loves bombing synagogues, which is a weird kink and kind of makes me want to kink shame, which is not an easy thing to get me
I'll
to do.
shame that one, I think.
Yeah. We'll allow it.
Yeah.
So when Tommy says he's going to bomb the Beth Israel synagogue in Meridian again.
Interesting side note. I'm sorry to say this.
Yeah.
Interesting side note. One of my best friends, who was like the best man at my wedding, my friend Claire, who we've talked about, her sister used to go to the Beth Israel synagogue out there, and recently Beth Israel was bombed again.
There are a bunch. Beth Israel's are all over the place, but they have had a lot of bombs.
This particular one in Mississippi, this bombing, like this, that was the synagogue that she went to when she lived in Mississippi. She's a writer. Her name's Beth Kander.
Okay.
She's a very, very good writer, actually.
Okay.
But she was a member, and I just saw recently on Facebook that like she's moved away from that area, but she was like, yeah, my old synagogue got bombed it's the 3rd time it's been bombed.
Well, Tommy was involved in 2 if it's the same one in Meridian. So when Tommy says he's going to bomb the Beth Israel synagogue in Meridian again, Kathy says she wants in.
Sorry.
We're doing ASMR.
I'm just trying
to delete everything now.
I gotta fill my cup.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed the last episode of Delete Everything podcast. Oh my God.
Pat, I'm listening.
I'm gonna leave this in.
It's almost done.
I want to fucking punch that can out of your hand so badly right now.
Limoncello LaCroix.
Every part of me is fighting not slapping that cup.
All right, we're good. I'm sorry, you can drink beer on my call. I don't get to fucking drink a limoncello LaCroix.
So when Tommy says he's going to bomb the Beth Israel synagogue in Meridian again, Kathy says she wants in. So they go on May 28th of 1968 and they plant a bomb on the synagogue, blow a big ass hole in it, probably had some, I don't know, weird, gross anti-Semitic sex afterward.
Slimy, stinky swamp.
Again, no casualties, nobody injured, nobody killed, nothing. Early morning shit, no big deal, right? I guess that's not the right way to put it. Definitely a big deal, but no casualties, right? A month later, still, I guess, high on their synagogue bombing, they decide to bomb the home of a prominent Jewish businessman in the area, a guy named Meyer Davidson. They arrive at the house, like I said, a month later, almost to the day. They arrive at the house early in the morning. Tarrants gets out to place his bomb, which is 29 sticks of dynamite. All of his bombs are like,
Seems like a little overkill.
yeah,
That's a lot of dynamite.
all of his bombs are like improvised, like just sticks of dynamite and
Which is
Duct
kind
tape
of
and a bunch of
nuts. 'Cause,
dynamite
like,
together.
yeah, basically.
when you're mining for like gold or whatever, you use like half sticks of dynamite to blow giant chunks out of a mountain.
Yeah,
So how many full fucking sticks do you need
29 for
to
this
blow
one.
up one Jewish household?
Yeah, so he gets out of the vehicle again early in the morning. He walks along the side of the house to locate the part of the house where Davidson's bedroom would be, right? Almost immediately, there are cops everywhere. Tarrants drops the bomb, pulls out a gun, and a shootout ensues. He is firing and running back to the car. Kathy leans over to open the car door for him and is shot through the back of the neck, dies there on the scene.
God damn.
She's 3 months pregnant.
Wait, Kathy's toast?
Kathy's toast. We don't know if it was Ainsworth or Tarrants' unborn
That was
child.
a fucking twist.
Yeah.
Terrence is riddled with bullets and taken to the hospital, where, in spite of how badly he's injured, he survives the gunfight. But we'll get more into him in a little bit. So I know that I know I blew through that story a little faster than normal, but that's because the intrigue on the ass end of this. This is Life and Crimes.
Was Kathy like stacked or something?
You'll see. This is Life and Crime, so there are their lives and there are their crimes. But unlike our previous Life and Crimes episodes, their crimes and lives kind of are undisputably bad, right? Indisputably bad. There are some other dubious things at play here, which might leave you feeling a little conflicted about this. So, do you recall? You better recall, because we have 4 hours of episodes on it. Who was in charge of the FBI in the 1960s?
Jedgar Hoover.
Jedgar Hoover.
J. Edgar Hoover, COINTELPRO, Hoover's war with the KKK.
Yep.
Remember all that?
I was
yeah.
wondering if that was going to come up when he brought up.
Yeah, Stetson Kennedy, baby.
Yeah.
The FBI had KKK plants. We talked about that in COINTELPRO.
Was she a fucking plant?
No,
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay.
If she had survived being shot in the neck, she'd be a vegetable.
But that
Ow.
was a good one. That was a good one. So Hoover had, people in the KKK reporting things back to him. And we talked about this in that episode, sort of goading the KKK leadership into like planning and participating in illegal activities,
Right.
so that Hoover could take them down. That's how he decimated to a pretty huge extent the KKK back then. So you can see where I'm going here. The cops were already there when Kathy and Thomas arrived.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
They popped out on, like I said, he was walking along the side of the house. Cops popped up immediately.
Damn.
Yeah. Not only that,
Fucking Dillingered his ass.
not only that, they immediately went fucking full vendetta and started firing. So there are different accounts of this story. Some of them say that they said, hands up or whatever, and he started shooting. Some of them say that they had fucking snipers that started firing immediately.
But actually, this does bring up a really interesting point that I've never considered before. But there are so many famous cases of fucking J. Edgar's boys popping up and just gunning people down in traps. You got fucking, not Thelma and Louise, Bonnie and Clyde, right? You got Dillinger, and now this. I wonder how many of those just happened in this time period that were just firing traps.
If you have not listened to our J. Edgar Hoover and COINTELPRO episodes, there's 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did 2 of those.
That was a double.
No, it was one.
No, we did 2 COINTELPROs.
No, we didn't. You're thinking of...
Oh, we're thinking of MK Ultra.
MK
MK Ultra.
Yeah. So it was
Michelob Ultra, yeah.
So there are also filings and reports that they were there to kill whoever showed up at that house. Indisputably, just fucking kill him. There are also reports that they had absolutely no idea Kathy would be there. They were expecting Tarrants, and up until literally the last bombing, his partner Hawkins, Danny Joe. So they were there ready to spring a trap and kill Thomas Tarrants and Danny Joe Hawkins.
Right.
No questions asked. A lot of people believe that if the reporting had listed Kathy as being a participant, they probably would have scrapped the plan and reassessed, right? So this is all going on. Like I said, 1968, aftermath.
Tragic. So tragic that she was there.
Well, I don't know. Probably not.
Oh, I don't think it. I think
probably not.
I think that, it would have been. I couldn't be more satisfied with that conclusion than if they had actually done it behind a dumpster.
We're not talking about a good person by any metric, really.
No.
Already having an affair with on her husband that she married less than a year ago,
and a Baptist.
This is June of this is June of 68. She got married in August of 67. She hasn't even been married for a year.
Whore.
avid racist.
Sorry, I felt, honestly, of all the gross things I say, I felt the grossest saying that just now.
Pretty bad. Avid racist. Like we're not talking about a good person, Kathy Ainsworth.
No, she did double.
Yeah, I just
and aiding blowing up somebody's house.
It gets sticky when we keep going through this, right? So let me
like swamp sex, mosquitoes,
slimy, spanky,
stinky, just ugh.
Yeah,
that like their stomachs just.
So, like I said, this is all going down in 68 in the aftermath.
Kathy.
God damn it!
Make you croak like a bullfrog.
Shut the fuck up.
Ribbit for me.
This is all going on.
I love that he's directing all of his ire at you.
Yeah, right.
When I'm almost as guilty.
You're a distant second. This is all going on in 68 in the aftermath of the Civil Rights Bill of 64, right? But civil rights really all started in the late 50s. I mean, well earlier than that, but we're what we consider the 60s civil rights movement, right?
Right.
Obviously, most of us know about all the violence and shit that occurred in those years. If you're one of our foreign listeners, this is, the civil rights movement of the 60s, largely nonviolent movement by American black people to abolish the laws of the South that kept black and white people segregated in schools, restaurants, stores, fucking pools, beaches, doctor, everything.
If you're one of our European listeners or currently going through the United States education system.
But those laws didn't exist in the northeastern U.S., so a lot of people in that area, even if they weren't black, were sympathetic because they had already been living in it and it was fine.
Right.
As a result, there was a lot of money coming in from the northeastern U.S. to organizers in the South to help with the movement. Southern whites pushed back. The KKK saw a huge surge in membership and a lot of violence ensued, right? People died. Black churches and Jewish synagogues were burned to the ground. Black businesses were firebombed. It was pretty bad times. And like I said earlier, states like Mississippi and Alabama were the worst in terms of violent pushback.
Right.
So in light of all these synagogue bombings in the area, the Anti-Defamation League, which is a Jewish organization, started using its connections to do whatever they could about it, right? They, along with the local Jewish population in this area, started dishing out money to have this end. Specifically in this case, offering money to have the KKK informants coerce members of the organization to commit violent acts.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Damn. It's a fucking
so the ADL
shit right
so
there.
The ADL is offering money to the FBI to say, entrap them.
Yeah. But maybe,
push them to do some fucked up shit.
Maybe take care of these motherfuckers.
Even if they fuck up one of our synagogues or kill somebody, at least, boom, now you got them.
Yeah.
This is where, like I said, it all gets real sticky and it gets like, you don't know. Would she, I think Thomas Tarrants was already a lost cause.
Yeah.
Would she have joined in on this at any point if it wasn't like, I don't fucking know. I really don't know. It's so hard to like,
seems like
operate
a bad,
in
like
all
a bad
these.
Person,
like she was. I have no problem saying that.
You're still making an active choice.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is like, if she had lived through these times, she would have been somebody's racist ass grandma, like with a fucking gnarly backstory. Like, yeah, one time I blew up this shit, or like she participated in lynchings or shit like that. Like of which living in the South now, you meet old people like that all the fucking time.
Yeah,
I mean they're slightly fewer and more far between now
because they're dying.
But in the past 20 years, I can't imagine how many people I've met that have probably participated actively in something like a lynching or, running that clothesline that wouldn't let black people into the water at the beach or fucking some shit like that,
I mean, yeah, probably. There's still something that doesn't feel right about the ADL coercing the FBI monetarily.
No, I mean, well, that's
to say, hey, have your KKK informants coerce members of the organization to commit violent acts, then report it back to the FBI, where then you guys can shut it down by whatever fucking means you see fit because J. Edgar Hoover.
That seems like such a familiar tactic. Like, I mean, I'm not being like exacerbationary here, but I mean, like that's like paid protesters and shit like that.
Yeah.
Fucking, get like somebody sneaking into a crowd to throw a Molotov or some shit to really set it off so that cops can fucking start beating protesters and shit. Like it's that sort of escalationary tactic has been around a long time.
Yeah.
In fact, we could bring this back to, we talked about this a long time ago, when Julius Caesar was going to cross the Rubicon to get into Rome after he'd been banished.
Yeah.
And he like made a big display of being like, oh, I'm so torn. I don't know. And he's like pacing back and forth in front of this fucking bridge on the Rubicon. And his soldiers are all watching him like, oh, Julius, you okay? Like he paid somebody to come out dressed up like a fucking Roman god. Like can't remember which one it was. And like blow a trumpet and like lead a charge across the fucking bridge. Because Julius Caesar then went like, oh, I guess it's a sign. Let's go. Right, it's just like paying other people to take
propaganda is not a new concept.
Yeah, paying people to take like an escalationary action is fucking.
Well, again, and now to paint it back in the other direction, the Meyer-Davidson bombing, which is where they were gunned down, the intention was to have casualties. Tarrants thought that Davidson and his wife were home. They get there early in the morning, and he intended for him to die when 29 sticks of dynamite outside of his bedroom window go off.
That's a lot of fucking
most of the block.
Dude.
Yeah. His house, the neighbor's house, who the fuck, whatever. But the reason that Tarrants was there, though, was because the FBI informants in the KKK suggested Davidson as a target. So they put it in his head. Hey, good job with that synagogue, buddy. What about this? What about this Jewish guy?
Yeah.
What about this Jewish businessman? So it's like, it's fucking crazy. But I mean, obviously, Davidson and his family were removed because they saw this shit coming. They were ready for it. It was a trap. So they removed the Davidson family out of the house, and the house across the street was staged with local police and FBI agents. Those two informants from the KKK that coerced him to do this were paid $36,500
a piece
total in 1968, which is the current day equivalent to $341,141.
Damn, I'd turn in a fucking KKK bomber for $300,000.
Yeah, $170K
to be
a person.
Fair, I'd turn in a fucking KKK bomber for like clout.
I'd turn in a KKK bomber and pay $50 for the pleasure.
Yeah, I would pay to be able to do that. Yeah, exactly.
But I mean,
can I watch?
Entrapment, coercion. If you weren't
other 1990s Tommy Lee Jones movie titles,
written by fucking Tom Clancy. Yeah. If you weren't in the FBI and you convinced somebody to commit murder, you go to jail.
Yeah.
Literally one of the most notorious criminals in American history spent nearly 50 years in prison for that exact thing.
Charles Manson.
Yes.
Yeah. Manson never killed a single person.
No. He just got people to do it.
Just like Jigsaw.
Dun, 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 dun. Speaking of which, I've been watching the first season of ER from 1994. First episode, Tobin Bell, fucking Jigsaw, boom, camera. Dude, it's a who's who of 90s fucking everybody's.
Yeah, everybody was in that fucking show.
Everybody's in this fucking show. William H. Macy is like the head of medicine for the first season. It's fucking crazy. Yeah. Good show.
Ridiculous.
Anyway, all these people are bad, and to channel Riley for a moment, they should all be shot behind the dumpster.
Yeah.
Well, also
a big dumpster.
Also important. Hold on to that for a second. Importantly, by the way, that 36.5 didn't come directly from the FBI. This wasn't taxpayer money. It was dispersed by the FBI, but it was ADL money.
Oh shit, yeah.
It was ADL money and what essentially amounted to reward money from, I did quotations, from the local Jewish community in Mississippi to stop violence against Black and Jewish community members.
Yeah.
Which you gotta go like.
So that means that
it's so convoluted.
That means
it's so
the ADL,
ethically fucking convoluted.
The ADL paid the FBI and put up reward money.
That was all the pot. That was the 36.5.
So they community put together a community pot of like, let's kill some of these fucks.
Essentially,
in the Old West, they would have just hired a gunslinger.
Essentially, yes.
Oh, it's like the Seven Samurai. Oh my God! I just thought of the best possible remake of the Seven Samurai. Fuck. Clan Hunter.
There are a lot of people that, again, even though we can indisputably say these are not good people, these are dangerous people, right? That doesn't, speaking just from a strictly law and order perspective,
dun dun.
That doesn't.
It's more like dun dun.
Dun dun.
That doesn't justify essentially criminal collaboration between the FBI and the ADL.
No, not at all.
Executive producer Dick Wolf.
And that, by the way, is something that has continued all the way to present day. That still exists.
Oh yeah, no, like I was saying, fucking like that synagogue got bombed this year.
Yeah. Well, and so I was reading something, and it was saying the ADL has always been an espionage organization, with much of its activity consisting in the gathering of personal information and building of dossiers around anyone perceived as hostile toward Jewish interests, and also on tens of thousands of other Americans as well that the ADL might want to apply pressure to at some time in the future.
Really interesting. Because there's been, I guess a small digression, but really just like talking about the topic, there has been a massive influx of anti-Jewish crime in the United States over the course of the past 3 years. There like Palestinian-Israeli conflict and all that kind of shit.
I think it's important. I understand the anger.
I understand the anger
I think it's important to distinguish the difference
between a civilian trying to live their life and a nation state at war.
I don't want to suffer the consequences for the decisions of America's government.
Yeah.
Under this or any other administration through the fucking history of this country.
I think it's very likely, just being, Mr. Analysis over here, since we do specialize in historiographical analysis on the show, I think it's very likely, and dick jokes.
Mostly dick jokes.
But I think it's very likely that there's going to be a lot of anti-American like violence abroad. And I'm not saying that as like a fucking woo. I mean, it's just a basic fucking tenet of
great timing. Because when my kids are grown up, I'm going to travel the world.
Oh yeah, great. Well, go to Antarctica. No, I mean, like, fucking shit's getting weird, man. I just bought a gun. I just bought. You know how fucking I'm 37.
Your first gun?
I'm 37 years old. You know how fucking bad things have to get for me to buy a handgun with extra clips? That's psychotic. Like, I've always hated fucking guns.
Welcome to the club.
I think you know why I hate them? They're not very creative. The same fucking technology you've been using since ancient China. Give me a laser blaster. What the fuck?
All right.
I bought another gun, like a month ago?
And I will probably buy another one here soon. But that's just, I mean, that's not really here nor there. But like with the influx of anti-Jewish crime in the United States specifically, which has been going up pretty drastically, it's like we're slipping back into form in the United States. You know what I mean? Like the same sort of exclusionary, bigoted violence that we would have in the 60s and 70s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond is just like, it's almost as though...
Wait, are you saying 1840s, 50s?
Yeah, exactly.
1740s,
No, it's
50s?
just like, it feels like some of the racial and violent norms of our past are becoming more and more prevalent again in our contemporary society.
They've always been there. But
I know they never left. I'm saying more prevalent, as in like more publicly facing.
We tried to tamp it down for a bit.
Yeah, it was like the 90s. You get like Captain Planet really tried to put a dent in that shit, and then it's been coming back.
And
steadily.
Power Rangers,
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like if somebody had like a slogan about returning to like a former American form.
You're talking about.
Maybe that's kind of like what
Talking
what
about
they
Gerald
meant.
Smith and his America First party?
Exactly.
Okay,
Make America first again. Yeah.
I do have a little end cap here.
Okay, real quick, I just want to say, don't hate on the Jews, man. They didn't. It's not just Jews.
No, it's
there are bad Jews. There are good Jews.
Don't hate on anybody. Fix yourself. Fuck you.
But like, this is just civilians in the world. So don't fucking hurt people. It's crazy.
How about just judge people on an individual basis?
Yeah.
Individually.
I want to say real quick, it has
how
started.
Fucking bad things have to be for me to go on my radio show and say, "Don't hurt the Jews." The fuck?
Yeah, I thought we were over this like 80-something years
Jesus
ago. Anyway,
Christ.
I just want to say real quick, it started raining pretty hard. If you can hear that, I will try and edit it out a bit, but this is a tin shed.
It's fine. It adds an ambiance of sadness.
It's true.
It's good.
Our comedy show is very depressing.
In fact, what if it just keeps on raining, baby? 40 days now. God's been listening to the pod.
So
yeah, it's time to wrap this up.
So I've got an end cap here. As I mentioned, Tommy Tarrants survived, went to trial, convicted, right?
Got out, started a band. Tommy Two-Tone.
No, typical trajectory, found Christ in prison and, all the normal.
I knew that's where he was.
So when I first saw this, when I first started reading this, I was like, oh, God damn it. How come everybody who gets caught for some horrific shit goes to prison and goes, oh, I'm all better. I found Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a tale as old as time.
Because it helps you get parole.
It does.
It was Tommy's number in prison, 867-5309.
No, you don't get a phone in prison unless you smuggle one in your ass.
It's like the one written on his back.
Oh. When I first saw it, I was like, man, just everybody fucking converts in prison. Give me a fucking break. Turns out this is actually an unexpected arc. I have an article here from Tommy Tarrants, written in 2019. And I'm going to read this whole thing. I do want to say in advance, it is from Christianity Today magazine. So there are some parts that get into like, well, should have been saved by the love of Christ and stuff like that. Right. The title of this article is, I was a violent Klansman who deserved to die.
Damn.
Which is just saying that sentence out loud.
Not going to disagree.
Much less printing it takes a bit of, self-awareness and change. So this is the article. I came of age in the early 1960s when America was entering a period of political, social, and cultural upheaval. Mobile, Alabama, where I was raised, had been segregated since its founding in 1702. In 1963, reacting to the federally mandated desegregation of Alabama's public schools, Governor George Wallace uttered his infamous pledge of segregation now, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever. Many white Alabamans, including me, were fearful and angry. White society was in turmoil from top to bottom, and the sense of grievance was strong, adding fuel to a racist populist wave across the South. My high school was among the first to be desegregated. Like most people around me, I identified with Governor Wallace's courage in standing up to those who were threatening our way of life. On a more personal level, I was angry with my father, alienated from him, and somewhat emotionally troubled. All these factors made me a good candidate for radicalization. I read some white supremacist, anti-Semitic, anti-communist literature that was circulating within my high school. Then I met the people who were advocating these ideas. They contended that black people were inferior to whites and that desegregation, by enabling intermarriage, would weaken the white race. Some of the hottest people on earth are mixed.
I'm a big misogynist.
Is that in the article?
No.
I'm a big misogyny fan myself.
That's just an aside from me.
Oh, okay.
I'm misogynate.
I was like, wow, he really has changed.
I'm misogynate all the time. I plan on misogynating tonight.
Hell yeah. I hope so, after your date night.
Hell yeah.
The civil rights movement, they said, was part of a communist plot, and the U.S. government had been infiltrated by communist agents. Christianity and the Constitution were being undermined, and a secret Jewish conspiracy was behind it all. All these warnings made me anxious about America's survival, and my fears soon turned to anger and eventually hatred toward those I perceived as America's enemies. Their successes made me want to stand up and fight for God and country, as those around me were urging. The more I immersed myself in this thinking, the more it felt like a holy cause, something that offered a sense of purpose and belonging. I grew increasingly distant from my family and others who might have pulled me back from the brink. In my view, preserving America justified using any means necessary, so it was only a short step to getting involved with Mississippi's dreaded White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, the most violent right-wing terrorist organization in the U.S. at the time. Although various prosecutions had greatly weakened the Mississippi organization, it still had enough strength to attract me. Little did I know that my downward spiral into extremist ideology, conspiracy theories, and racial and ethnic hatred would culminate in violence and death. But it did. Late one sweltering summer night, my accomplice and I attempted
Damn, he learned to write off fucking romance novels?
Right? Late one sweltering summer night, as my accomplice and I attempted to plant a bomb at the home of a Jewish businessman in Meridian, Mississippi, we were ambushed in a police stakeout. My partner, a young female school teacher, was killed at the scene. 4 blasts of shotgun fire at close range left me critically wounded.
God damn.
Damn. Ka-chow, pa-chow, pa-chow. Did he say?
Homeboy is gangster as fuck. 4 shotgun blasts?
Yeah. Why didn't they just, if their mission was to kill him, why didn't they just fucking
End it right there. I don't know.
Yeah.
This sweltering night, the only bomb I should have been putting anywhere was inside of her.
This bomb ass dick. Doctors told me it would be a miracle if I lived another 45 minutes. Yet God spared my
Doctor
life.
came over like, bitch, you got maybe 45 minutes, and that's gonna be a miracle.
He's like tapping
Fuck
his wrist.
you.
Clock's ticking.
The clock's ticking, baby.
Yet God spared my life to the astonishment of the doctors and the dismay of the police.
Doctor's like, God damn it.
If anyone deserved to die, it was certainly me. I wish I could say I repented of my sins and came to a genuine faith in Jesus after God showed me mercy, but I didn't. In fact, I remained firmly committed to the ideology and conspiracy thinking that gripped my mind. At the end of a 2-day trial, I was convicted of attempted bombing and sentenced to 30 years in the Mississippi State Penitentiary, one of the worst prisons in America at the time. About 6 months after arriving in prison, I escaped with 2 other inmates,
Damn.
intending to return to my terrorist activities. But a couple of days later, we were apprehended after a blazing gun battle with the authorities, during which one of the other inmates was killed. Had this man not relieved me from standing watch about a half an hour early that day, I would have been the one killed. God had shown me mercy once more. Back in prison, I was confined to a 6x9 foot cell in a maximum. Just real quick, I try and put myself in people's shoes, right? For one, and I don't know, I don't think I said it out loud whenever I was talking about the initial ambush, right? He dropped the 29 stick dynamite bundle to pull out a pistol and start shooting.
Right.
You know how unstable dynamite is, right?
Right.
I saw Lost. Remember that part?
I don't get the,
I do remember that
I
part.
don't get the reference.
I do remember that part.
There's a part in
That
Lost.
was out of fucking left field. Jesus Christ.
There's a part where
They find dynamite
they
in an
find
old
dynamite
plane.
in the guy.
Or an
He's
old
like
boat.
or something like that. And one of the guys is like a high school chemistry teacher, and Walter White. Now, he picks up the dynamite. He's like, "This is very unstable." And as he's explaining it, it just fucking explodes, and it
It
like
just
rains bits and
into
pieces of him all over the rest of the
viscera,
cast.
yeah. Just pink mist.
Damn. Will that happen?
So
Fucking dynamite just explodes?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
super unstable.
Pretty unstable.
Shit.
Yeah. You have to be super careful with dynamite. Have you never watched like a movie or anything? Like you fucking
All I know is you like duct tape a clock to it or something and then you throw it.
yeah, but when you're building
When the
it, you
alarm
have
goes
to
off,
be
it blows
very,
up.
very, very fucking careful. So if that had gone off, homeboy's dead. He survives 4 shotgun blasts to the fucking chest. Survives.
Badass.
Escapes prison and has another gunfight with cops.
Yeah, he gets shot like 8 more times.
Where the guy who they took, so they sniped the guy that was watching out.
I mean, I don't like bigotry. That's pretty hardcore. He
Apparently-
said he was radicalized, right? Sounds
Yeah.
like a radical dude.
Yeah. Apparently, according to him, he would have been on watch had that guy not gotten up 30 minutes early to and said, "Yeah, it's fine. I'll watch." That guy gets fucking sniped. So again, trying to put myself in his mindset, I can see why if you're still alive after all that shit, you go,
Somebody's
maybe
intervening.
there's a reason why I'm still here. Maybe there's something I still have to do, right? I don't know that I don't know that.
I hear your message, Lord.
Yeah, I don't
You
know
need
how
me to keep bombing synagogues.
I don't know how to get there because I've never been in that position, but just from
Prison?
like trying to fucking or any of it at all. Okay, so back in prison, I was confined to a 6x9 foot cell in a maximum security unit. 5 more max security. 5 more years were slapped onto my sentence. Apart from twice weekly showers, I was utterly alone in that cell. To keep from going crazy, I read continuously. Initially, I read more racist and anti-Semitic material that reinforced my beliefs. But eventually,
Talking to the prison librarian, like, do you have any more racist or anti-Semitic material, maybe?
fuck, I've checked it all out.
Just Huckleberry Finn again.
They do say the N-word in page 1. Eventually, I felt drawn to a disinterested pursuit of truth, wherever that might lead. This began with classical philosophy and eventually led to the New Testament, specifically the Gospels. I didn't turn to the Bible because I wanted a better relationship with God. I had attended church and Sunday school more or less regularly until my teen years, at which time I made a profession of faith and was baptized. I believed I was saved and would go to heaven when I died. Of course, the truth was just the opposite. I had only given intellectual assent to the gospel and lacked true repentance. But as I read the Gospels in my prison cell, my eyes were opened in a way that went beyond simply understanding the words on the page. As the true meaning of God's word became clearer, blah, 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 blah. He talks more about God and
so
Jesus.
Much
Okay, here we go.
From this dickhead.
Yeah, right?
Oh my God and Jesus saved me for a blah, 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 blah.
The next morning, I awoke with a deep hunger for scripture and a desire to pray and to live for God. As I read the Bible daily, a whole new world opened up. I couldn't get enough, blah, blah, blah. Early on, God delivered me from hate, and I began to grow in love for others. Friendships developed with black inmates and others who were very different from me, including the FBI agent who had orchestrated my initial capture, as well as the Jewish lawyer who helped him. But part of this awakening was not such welcome news. Morally, my life was a mess, and the more I read the Bible, the more I saw it. Some of those changes happened quickly and without much difficulty. Others took more time and struggle. Like all believers, I remained a work in progress, blah, 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 blah. Here's where it gets interesting. After serving 8 years in prison, an extraordinary, some would say miraculous, turn of events resulted in a parole grant to attend university. 8 years he did. That set in motion a series of developments which, over the next 40 years, led me into campus ministry, then pastoral ministry in a racially mixed church, including speaking and writing on racial reconciliation, and finally to a long ministry of teaching, discipling, spiritual mentoring, and writing at the C.S. Lewis Institute. As I look back over nearly 50 years since God saved me, I can only thank and praise him that he didn't give me what I deserved, but because he is full of grace and mercy. Basically, this dude is like, from what I can tell, his turnaround is legit. He's written multiple books about racial reconciliation, gone on multiple tours, done a lot of stuff, like a lot of, and not just like, oh, I'm going to go on this book tour and make a bunch of money. Like he does a lot of collegiate level stuff and a lot of things that don't have like much monetary value to them. If that was the direction he was going in, you know what I mean? He could be like some motivational speaker and be like, yeah, I got shot by the cops because I didn't like Jews and, you know, probably tour forever on that.
Yeah. Or secondary. You ever see Jacob's Ladder? Tim Robbins?
I've got a Jacob's Ladder.
Hold on a second.
No, I don't.
I've got a Prince Albert.
I'm not getting a series of piercings in my pecker.
Oh, how about Last Temptation of Christ? You ever see Last Temptation of Christ?
Yes.
I've seen Jacob's
You've seen
Ladder.
it?
I have.
Okay, cool. So
I went to Catholic school.
So you know, like the whole end cap is Willem Dafoe as Christ. You know, like he gets the offer of like, you can be off of this fucking cross and check out the life you're gonna have, and it's a really good life with a good family, and like he gets married and like has all this love and stuff. And then turns out at the end, boom, oh, you're still on the cross, bitch. Maybe we're all in the Jacob's Ladder version of this asshole's life, where he's laying on the concrete.
Right, before they blast him in the head
It's like,
with a
I'm in
shotgun.
prison, but I'm redeeming myself for my sins. And he does like 30 years, all this shit. And then right at the end, he wakes up, he's like, oh God, my guts. And then he dies.
No, I think he's still involved with the C.S. Lewis Institute. And like, he's done some good stuff.
I mean, how old was Tommy Two Tones when he got shot by the FBI?
Like 22.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty fucking young and dumb. Like, how much growth have you gone through? That was half your life ago.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, more than that.
I mean,
he's like fucking in his 80s now.
I legitimately
Well,
do.
I'm saying for you personally.
Oh,
you're 44
yeah,
right now.
Yeah, no.
I do believe in like rehabilitation and
I do too.
things like that.
Oh, right.
I
don't think we're very good at it in this country.
No,
but-
we're terrible. That's the whole thing. We're not geared towards that at all.
Yeah.
So like I'm conflicted here because on one hand, as an American, I say shoot him, like shoot him behind the dumpster because fucking what the piece of shit. On the other hand, as like, you know, person of the world and with a soul, I'm like, I mean, it's
On the other hand, he was kind of given a chance, and it seems like he did something with it.
yeah, and that's good. You know, I like that.
And
but-
that makes it kind of like, well, shit, man. Like, what other people, you know? So like Kathy Ainsworth, that was shot through the back of the fucking neck and died on the scene.
And
what
she was
could her arc have been?
hardly. She was what, in her mid to late 20s?
She was 26, I believe.
Yeah.
She's 5 years older. 26, 27.
She was gonna fucking blow some shit up, and then she was gonna have some babies and raise them in the Klan.
Maybe,
You know,
maybe.
it was gonna be that.
Maybe, or maybe
The same
she-
thing as Tommy Two Tone was gonna keep blowing up churches until somebody shot him.
And
you know?
so a lot of the stuff that I was reading that was like sort of going back and forth, especially with the FBI ADL connection and the reward money, or not reward money, but the money paid for these informants to sort of push people to do, to commit violence. You know, it's really, it's like, it's hard to make a call because is that okay? No. Unequivocally, no.
No, fucking no.
The Federal Bureau of Investigations should not be trying to get people to do bad things in order to go, gotcha. You know what I mean?
No, they should just be
But at the
flying drone robots into their homes, watching them, and then blowing their heads off.
At the same time, there's no way to project what the
flushing files down the toilet or whatever they're doing now.
Yeah.
There's no way to predict what the trajectory of people is going to be, because any fucking thing can make somebody do a turnaround. You know, it doesn't need to be as drastic as taking 4 shotguns to the blast. A lot of people have turned shit around for less than that.
Until we get the Minority Report precog technology.
Yeah.
Then we can thought crime people.
Right. Sure. God, I hope not, because I think horrible things all the time.
I just bought a gun.
I just have that part of my frontal lobe that goes, no, don't do that.
The Tom Cruise precog police fucking start fucking, you know, like just dropping out of helicopters around my house. I'm just it's a bow.
It's for you.
Oh yeah. I can't do time.
I thought you were gonna go straight to the milk pool and take care of things.
Just lay out, fucking eyes flutter in the back of that.
Oh no, I meant shoot the precogs.
Oh yeah. Is that the end of that movie? Is that when they shoot the precogs?
Something
No,
like
I think
that,
they save them and then they end up on some island in like
I saved like one of them or something.
Quebec.
I don't know, whatever.
I don't know, but I mean, it's a tricky. This is like by the way, I had a completely different person in mind for this Life and Crimes.
Who was it?
Another female. I'm not going to say it because she's on the list for another episode. But
Lizzie Borden.
No.
We should do that one though. That's a good one.
I feel like everybody knows who Lizzie Borden is.
Yeah, you know what her crime was?
Yeah, hatcheting her parents to death.
She was never proven in a court of law.
Doesn't mean she didn't commit the crime.
Oh, I don't know. This is America.
The person that I had in mind, once I started reading about the actual...
Eileen Wuornos. No, everybody knows that one.
You guys are not going to guess...
Eileen Wuornos would be a good opportunity for you to watch a Charlize Theron movie. She's super hot in that one.
There is a
unrecognizable. It's amazing how
she's incredible. You know, it's no prosthetics or anything. She'd wear makeup, but like she gained that weight and just fucking looked like that.
She gained the weight. I swear they put on. I think they put some.
Yeah, they put some prosthetics.
I think she had teeth.
Yeah.
Right, but for the most part, she's pulling a face and looking wild.
And a wig. She had the wig with like the weird hairline.
Yeah, but like she didn't like fucking enlarge her nose or anything. It's like all performance.
You guys aren't going to guess who it is. It's a very unknown human. It's fucking delete everything. It's somebody that nobody's heard of.
Because they've been lost, deleted, or omitted from history?
When I go, she still exists, but she's in prison, luckily. When I got into the actual crime, she murdered someone. When I got into the actual crime, it was so fucking like, dude, I was like, I can't. We like, especially after last week, I was like, I need something that's a little less, like, in this one, no one dies other than the people who are bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? That one was brutal to read the actual crime, and I was like, it's not that I don't think people who listen can handle it or that you guys can't handle it, I can't handle it. It was just like, dude, I need like a reprieve from this fucking tragedy we've been going through. So I was like, I'm gonna back burner this one. And then I found this story, and like I said, I was originally just gonna do Kathy, but I was like, well, I can't really do that accurately without getting into Thomas Tarrants and just all of the fucking backstory.
Did he record Jenny, I Got Your Number in prison?
You know, I know the bassist from Tommy Two Time. I haven't seen him in a while. I hope he's still alive. He lived and probably still lives in St. Augustine.
Yeah?
Maybe he hangs out with Vanilla Ice.
No, he used to work at the surf station.
Yeah?
Did he?
Yeah.
Is his name Tommy Three Tone?
No. I don't remember his first name, honestly. Yeah, I just, I started reading this and I was like, this is fucking crazy. And then once I got into like, oh my God, fucking J. Edgar Hoover's part of this shit. Like, I was like, oh my God.
Involved in goddamn everything from 1930 to 1990. I didn't. He died in like 87 or something?
I didn't. And by the way, this is a perfect example of why we do this show, because in my brain, it didn't click. This is 1960s KKK. That was the same time as J. Edgar Hoover's war on the KKK. Like it never clicked until I got to that part of it. And I was like, oh, that's right. And then because we talked about it in COINTELPRO, him having, people in the KKK trying to coerce people into doing shit.
Jedgar died in 72, by the way.
72.
Yeah.
Why did I think he died in the 80s? The fuck? Who died in the 80s?
Maybe his boyfriend.
A lot of people, I would imagine.
Whatever.
But yeah, so it was just like, I don't know. I feel like it was a solid story, some good intrigue.
That was good. There is some very visceral shit surrounding that time period. I think for a lot of reasons, because in the 80s and 90s, they made a fuckload of movies based in that one. Because because civil rights are still like a hot topic. You know, you get that like 20 year,
20 years old,
that
20,
20 year
30,
itch on history. You know, it's like covering 9/11 and shit, and
Right.
like that time period now is kind of like a hot topic, right? Because it's still nostalgic in a way, but
Right.
it's, you know, like enough time has passed, you can
We
reinvestigate
talk about it, yeah.
without being overly sentimental.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, we hit the quarter century now. You can joke about
yeah.
9/11.
Well, so we talk about 9/11 now. Yeah, now we get the jokes, the 9/11 jokes. Now it's been 26 years, right?
Yeah.
So like fucking
25.
South, yeah. Well, South Park was right. Yeah, like fucking
Yeah.
around that time is when you get to fucking do gags.
Yeah.
But
You don't have to be as sensitive in the way that you approach it.
right,
You
exactly.
can kind of be a little bit more.
Well, because for a large part of the populace who would be making jokes, it is history. They weren't around
Yeah,
for.
exactly.
even
Yeah,
if it-
they're adults.
yeah.
Yeah, they is not even a thing for
Even
them.
if it isn't making jokes, I think you just have to not be. You don't have to cater so much to like people who are still. There are fewer people who are ultra sensitive
Right,
to it,
right.
so you can kind of be a little bit more methodical about it,
MK
and a little
ultra-sensitive.
bit more.
But like when we were growing up, there were a lot of movies that were about that time period in like the Mississippi, Alabama area, South, the hot South.
Yeah, yeah,
Mostly because it was a super visceral place to tell stories because it's fucking muggy as shit. So if you film nothing ever gets fixed in those areas. All the buildings all look like it's 1950
Yeah.
still to this day. You go to like fucking drive through,
Oh yeah.
I don't know, like drive through the panhandle along the
Yeah.
coast of fucking Alabama.
I remember
and, like,
watching-
everything's the exact same as it was back then.
I remember watching Mississippi Burning, and one of the things that still sticks with me is like Gene Hackman's just sweating the
his
whole time.
dick off. Exactly, and they accentuate that. They like there was remember that movie in the show In the Heat of the Night. Like that was all set at the same time period.
Okay,
you get just
I don't
like
know that one.
In the Heat of the Night. It was all over TNT when we were growing up.
Really?
Yeah, it had fucking Archie Bunker in it.
Oh, Jesus.
But it was a you know Southern like cop racial tension show, and it's
Yeah.
all just about how much everyone fucking sweats and how many mosquitoes there are. You know, so like at that time it was just it was like an easy device to be like, look, all these buildings are the exact same as they used to be, and you throw these motherfuckers in like white short sleeve button up shirts and black ties,
Yeah.
and like boom, we are right back there, baby.
Right. Some pit,
You know?
pit stains. And,
Yeah, you fucking southern courtroom dramas and
Yeah.
shit. I was like, my lord, it is hot today. You know?
dab in the forehead.
So when we talk about this shit, there was so much media around that when we were growing up, like based in that time period. Every fucking ABC original movie or whatever fucking weird 90s, like, fried green tomatoes or whatever the fuck was all set around that shit.
Yeah, driving Miss Daisy.
So it's really easy to drop right into thinking about that timeline. And
Yeah.
it's so wet and fucking sweaty that when you think about them having sloppy, slimy swamp sex,
Oh God,
you know, it's the gnats flying around. Tommy.
just to lift him up and take him off into the swamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a better word than conflicted about how I feel about this one, because I'm not conflicted. I mean, I think
All fucked up.
It's regardless of the whole FBI thing and all the other bullshit. It's a very fuck around and find out sort of moment.
Yeah, it is what it is.
If you are going to be that, like I said, I'm very big on like personal accountability, man.
Yeah.
Like you can make your own decisions. You can be like, hey, buddy, maybe don't blow up synagogues. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean you have to fucking
There's
call the
that.
cops yourself, but you could be like, you don't join that jaunt out to the fucking Jewish lawyer's house or Jewish businessman's house without being very cool with what's going to happen. Especially, by the way,
Kathy? Yeah.
talking about Kathy. She was there for the bombing a month earlier too. That wasn't her first trip.
Plus, she was unfaithful to her husband, which is illegal at the time, so she was a criminal.
She was there for the Beth Israel bombing
Yeah.
in
So
'68.
the bigger thing is probably that she helped blow up a
Yeah.
religious building.
She wasn't there for the '67 bombing. That was Tommy
Houses of worship.
and that was Thomas and Danny Joe. For the second one in '68, May of '68, she was there, and then a month later at Meyer Davidson's house, she was there. So like, even if there was a question about like, oh, maybe she was just maybe just fucking vague curiosity, and then she was like, oh no, this is too much, too real now. She wouldn't have been there for the second one, right? So obviously
yeah.
she was all
She was into it.
down for it, and she's doing fucking firearms and explosive training behind her fucking husband's back, and all this
Like,
other
after
shit.
we blow up this Jew's house, we should fuck in the car.
And she worked her way into the fucking KKK as a woman in 1960 or whatever.
Three different KKK organizations. She was a card carrying member of.
Thumbs down.
So I mean, so yeah, I mean, I'm not conflicted about it.
Here's the thing.
There's the part with the fucking ADL and the FBI doing this shit, and again,
That's fucking
the
bad.
coercion and the entrapment.
All right, that is bad in one respect.
It makes it feel a little gross.
That, I guess, but also, what other means were there? Because the next step, if
J. Edgar Hoover was fucking watching everyone all the time for decades.
Well, like with the ADL, right? If they didn't go to a government organization and say, "Hey, do this," I mean, like, yeah, FBI maybe don't just accept money to murder people, but like at
Also,
the same time,
have your fucking plants coerce people into murdering innocents.
right? Yeah, exactly. But, but like with the ADL thing, the next step after if FBI hadn't picked up that case, I guarantee they would have just hired hitmen.
But I mean,
fine, yeah, take out the fucking.
But I mean, that way of thinking
people bombing synagogues, sure, but
that way of thinking is how we end up with precogs. That's how we end up with Minority Report, because there's always going to be crime unless you're just constantly watching everybody. Unless you're literally part of a fucking surveillance state, you can't stop crime before it happens. Unless you have informants going, "Hey, why don't you, this fucking Jew lawyer lives down there? Why don't you fucking take him out next?" You know, and then go, "Hey, okay, I convinced him. Go. Give me my money. Give me my money first. Money first.
Money, please, money, man.
Yeah.
Money,
please. And then go. By the way, give me my Jewish money and then go. You know, like, you can't do that.
No, it's fucked.
You can't do that. And that's what makes it feel gross. And that's what makes it feel like, would they probably not have stopped? Would they have actively targeted someone at home had it not been for the sort of these informants whispering in their ears?
I mean, he hadn't hurt anybody before.
Yeah, I mean, literally several bombings, never even injured anybody. You know,
still
it was
fucked,
all,
but he had not killed anyone.
well,
right?
and you know, to hear accounts of people who knew that Kathy was going to do this, the way that she would speak about it was, so other people in the KKK, which I guess have a dog in the fight to sort of be like, no, we're not that bad, guys. According to people who knew that she was going to go do this, she didn't want to hurt people. She wanted to, quote, send a message, right?
Yeah.
That message was, "We'll murder you.
We'll blow you up in your fucking bedroom."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, which again does not fucking, doesn't exonerate her in any way, but
all the ADL shit, that's bad. I don't see that as like, shades of gray. I see that as bad.
Right. Same.
As far as Kathy and Tommy themselves, like you said earlier, it's a case of fuck around and find out. And I agree with that. I think they kind of got what they fucking deserve.
Yeah, kind of.
In that sense, they both deserve to get taken down. However,
marched into the town square and set on fire.
Yeah. However, that being said, I don't like, this brings up some interesting thought experiments. I don't hate that.
I wouldn't say set them on fire out of revenge. It would just be a good example.
I mean, what would have been Kathy's arc had she not been killed there, had she been arrested and also, sentenced to 30 years? What would be?
She would have carried Billy Joe's bastard child into the KKK.
And she would be in prison.
True, I'm sorry.
It's fine. While I don't mind that they were taken down, I also don't mind that Tommy kind of got a chance to see the light, so to speak. And maybe I shouldn't use those
to
terms.
make an attempt to create some good in the world.
I wouldn't have minded if he gotten shotgunned in half, whatever.
No, I don't either.
Fuck
But it's just,
these assholes. Really, is what I'm
agree.
like. Listen, I love to think and analyze, and it comes down to it. I mean, like, fuck all of them. And even after he saw the light, fucking shoot that guy. I don't give a fuck.
Fair.
Mississippi dickheads. I don't fucking shithead fucking bigots. I don't care. Death.
Well, I'm just saying it makes a fucking interesting case for rehabilitation.
I believe it. And I think that if rehabilitation was the norm in the United States, that is something that we would be able to do very effectively because it's not a particularly complicated process.
Right.
Rehab is essentially brainwashing, but not I mean, it truly is, but like in terms of scrubbing bad things off of a brain,
Right.
Like giving people the tools to think critically about like their actions is a noble enterprise. But as I say that,
big,
if they don't get the chance to do that, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. If the story had ended with them just both dying, whatever.
I think rehab. If you're fucking
even with all the FBI ADL stuff at the end.
I mean, they're still fucking.
Well, actually, I think it complicates it more that Thomas ended up living and ended up having the trajectory that he did. That makes it more complicated.
Sure.
Because then that puts you in this mindset of like, well,
is he still alive?
I think so. Yeah.
So we still have a chance.
He's pretty. He's pretty up there in age. It wouldn't be hard.
Well,
He's out of prison?
Yeah, he's been out of
Let's send
prison.
him a letter,
He only
see-
did 8 years. He only did 8 years.
Oh.
he's like a pastor now,
Okay.
but he like works with.
Yeah, he
what'd
has
you say,
like a
repairing the relationship.
Yeah, he does a lot of
Yeah.
racial reparation stuff.
you guys sign up for the Patreon and we'll send you the address to his church.
I just think it's interesting because coming into this, I was coming in hot, saying like, yeah, no, fuck this guy. He had a choice. You know,
Right,
like, he was radicalized. I don't care. But it made me kind of reconsider.
Radicalized really young, doing
13,
fucking
yeah.
conducting bombings for the KKK
And I was like, fuck
really
that, I don't
young.
care, but-
yeah,
I don't know. It's just interesting to think about.
it is. It is. Well, you guys let us know what you think.
That
Leave
being
us-
said, fuck racists and
Yeah, bigots
all
in
that.
general. Is
Yeah,
fucking-
bigots
Yeah.
in general. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Work on yourself.
100%.
And I do want to be very clear. I don't support state organized anythings, but like, don't fucking kill civilians. Don't fuck with people.
Sure.
Yeah, leave them alone.
Yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
Riley with another hot take, guys.
Another hot take.
You stay up all night thinking of that one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. If you like this show and you want to let us know, get on whatever you're listening to and leave us a rating, leave us a review, leave us a Spotify comment. Tell us what you think. If you think that they should have died or stayed alive or what the fuck, let us know. We don't fucking know. It's shit's complicated. Also, check us out on Instagram, Delete Everything Podcast, on YouTube at Delete Everything Podcast, and join our Patreon. It's so much fun, and it's only $8. You'll be fine.
Less racism, usually.
Usually. All right. Till next week. Bye.
Bye.
I always want to come up with like a good way to say goodbye.
Au revoir.
I thought about doing that.
Konnichiwa.
I can't
That's
compete with
hello.
y'all's accents.
Konnichiwa.
Aloha.
Yeah, that's hello.
What's goodbye?
I don't remember. No,
Domo
konnichiwa,
arigato.
konnichiwa is, yeah, konnichiwa is hello.
And goodbye.
No, they're not
Oh, that's-
Eskimos
You're thinking, yeah.
Konnichiwa.
or Hawaiians.
Hasta la vista.
That is Japanese for goodbye. Bye.
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 You just said Watanabe.